Yeah, these new restrictions are more targeted, focused on the kinds of business that the governor's office says are responsible for a lot of the community spread that we're seeing right now. Places like bars, restaurants, gyms, and fitness centers, and youth and adult sports. At bars and restaurants, it will be takeout only for the next 4 weeks. Data from the Minnesota Department of Health shows 190 outbreaks since June can be traced back to bars and restaurants, with 75 outbreaks happening in the last 2 weeks alone. Indoor entertainment venues will also be closed starting midnight on Friday. The data shows 107 outbreaks tied to weddings, 72 connected to social gatherings, and 48 outbreaks connected to gyms, which will also be closed for the next 4 weeks.
We're at a dangerous point in this pandemic. As many of you have seen, it is raging across the upper Midwest and across this nation. We're seeing infection rates in the states surrounding Minnesota that are the highest on the planet.
Now, these new restrictions will not affect retail businesses, which is good as we're going into the holiday shopping season. Also, they will not affect personal care businesses like salons. The data shows that there are very few outbreaks tied to these kinds of businesses. But Chris and Gia, as targeted as these new restrictions are, this is still going to affect thousands of businesses, thousands of Minnesotans that are just struggling to get by right now.
Tough time for many. Thanks a lot for sharing that, Gordon.